Part A, step 4, calculate the seasonal regression. Because your business might be seasonal. You might make more at Christmas time or more in the summertime. Mine doesn't, but yours might. So I want to walk you through how to do this. So we're going to start by typing the phrase seasonal regression in cell M23, and we're going to merge it all the way to Q23. There's lots of x-axes here. Stay with me. Also, what keyboard shortcuts are we going to be using? Control Tab. We're going to be editing cells, F2. We're going to be autofilling down, Control D, and we're going to be autofilling across, Control R. And I think, oh yeah, and we might be able to be moving our dialog box, Alt space M, arrows, and then enter when we're in the right place. Okay, so Control Shift Tab. So let's do the seasonal regression in M23. So I'm going to go F5, M23, enter, and seasonal regression. And I'm going to go up to that seasonal regression, shift and across to Q, and Alt H, M, C. Good. Now we're going to have period and then Q1, Q2, Q3. And you might say, wait, where's Q4? Period handles that. So we're going to put that in lines 24 from M to P. So period, Q1, Q2 over Q3. And then the formulas, period is just the same as the linear axis period. But the other ones, what they do is they check the month of the date, and if it's a 3 for the N1, for the Q1, then put a 1. Otherwise, put a 0. And then we're going to autofill that across, and then we're going to change it on period 2 if it's a 6 for June, or period for P if it's a 9 for the third quarter. And then we'll autofill the whole thing down. So period 1 is just equal what it was for the linear regression. Enter. And then Q1 is equal if, and I'm going to tab to accept that formula, month, tab, and then I'm going to use the arrow keys to go over to the date for that row, 25, and I'm going to F4 it 3 times. The reason the third time puts the $ only in front of the letter I, because when I autofill this to the right, I want it to not change which column it's referring to. I want it to always refer to the date column. But I don't want to put a $ in front of 25, the row 25, because I do want to autofill that down, and I want it to have a responsive to the new dates as it goes down to each row. So check what month that date is, close bracket. If it equals 3, comma, then put a 1. Otherwise, if it doesn't equal 3, put 0, close bracket. There. Now I'm going to autofill that across. I'm going to go Shift across to Control R, and I'm going to go to the quarter 2 one and F2 to edit that cell, and going to get backspace to 3 and put in a 6 instead. Enter. And you might notice this little error, the green arrow in the upper left, and it's just saying the formula is different than the one beside it. Yeah, I know. I planned on that. Just ignore it. And then go to the next one, Q3, F2 that one. Arrow back to the 3, change that to a 9, enter. And now all these 4, shift, all these 4, I'm going to select, I'm going to hold down shift, I'm going to go down arrow, down to line 44, Control D to autofill it down. There. So now I'm going to run another regression, and I'm going to put it right down here in column N. I'm going to put it right down here. And you might say, wait, you're going to run into this nice data and stuff. Like, well, we don't need any of those. And it's not going to run into the data that we need, which are these intercepts. So it's not going to run into those. So to get the regression again, it's Alt A and then Y2. And it's still on regression, enter, and it still has all the same settings we had before. Notice that the cursor is down into the output options, output range. So we're just going to go Shift Tab to get it to go up. Oops. To get it to go up. To the Y range is actually good. that's still valid. But tab to the X range, and then I'm going to hit the up arrow to go out to the spreadsheet, and I'm going to grab from period, shift, end, across to all the columns, all the X axes, and then while I'm still holding shift, end down, and then while I'm still holding shift, up 4 of them, because I'm doing a regression on everything except for the last year. And now I can let go shift. I'm going to, labels is still good, so I'm not going to change that, but I'm going to go down to the tab output range, and in there I'm going to type N as N47, and then enter. The blue arrow, the OK button has a blue line around it. It's going to give me a warning. It's going to overwrite some of my data, and I'm actually OK with that. So just go OK. Good. And if you look down, the old intercept and period are still valid because they're using formulas. They're still good. It didn't overwrite those. And I have new ones. I have a new intercept, and I have a new slope for period, a new slope for quarter 1, 2, and 3 that I'll be using in the formula. So we've done that. Now we're going to we've done running the regression. Now we're down to creating the forecast in Q. And so it's the slope of period times x of period plus the slope of Q1 times the x of Q1. All the way, same B intercept. So that's the formula. So type in forecast, enter, equal the slope. I'm going to go n down. Going to grab the slope of period, which is right here. That's the coefficient or the actual period slope. And I'm going to F4 that. I'm going to multiply that by the period x. Add on to that the slope n down of Q1, and I'm going to F4 that. And then I'm going to multiply that by the x value for Q1, which is a 1. And I'm going to add on to that the slope of Q2. Now I'm looking at a pattern here. It goes 64, 65. It's just going to be 66. So I'm just going to type 066, and I'm still going to F4 it times, and I'm going to arrow across to Q2. And you'll see this, because it's a 0, it's not coming into effect. That's how it works. And then plus the slope for Q3 is going to be 067. And I'm going to F4 that. And then I'm going to times that by the x of Q3. And then I'm going to add on to that the y-intercept. The y-intercept is above, it's 063. So I'm just going to type it out. It's the one that was above all the slopes. 063. And then F4 it. Oh, I put a 0 thing. 063. And then F4 it. There we go. And then enter. So there it is. And now I'm going to shift and go all the way down to line 44 and Control D. There. And now I can copy this MAPE. I copy the MAPE from K46 to Q46. And just to prove to you that it works, if I hit F2, you'll see it's referring to my new forecast for this year. And then the next thing is to add it to the chart. So I'm going to go up to my chart, Control Alt 5, and then Alt JC E for selecting data, and Alt A to add another series. The series name, I'm going to up arrow, and I'm going to go up to seasonal regression, and then tab, The x-axis, up arrow, is still date, starting in I-25, Shift N down, and then tab. The y value, up arrow, is the forecast starting in Q2025, Shift N down, and then blue OK is blue line, so I can hit enter, and then tab until the OK goes blue line, enter, and it's that kind of gray. See how it's kind of going up and down, up and down, up and down gray? And then now I'm going to escape out of the chart. And this MAPE is just a little bit worse than the MAPE of 16%. So mine clearly isn't seasonal. But now we're done with step 4.